Well, fifth grade, here's your project 2 for art, and one of the things that some people seem to not realize how important it is the grade that you get depends upon your 3 things. It depends on, first of all, just completing the project. That's one. Secondly, it's on the idea of following the directions. So 40 points for completing it, but that's an F. If you just complete it, that's just an F. And 30 points for following the directions, which are pretty easy to see. It's basically the procedures that you see here on these particular type of things. And then the last one is going to be on the quality. So if you follow the first 2 and then you do just a horrible job, I've never given anybody a 0 before. In fact, I think the lowest I've ever given has been a 15. But first thing you want to do is in this particular thing, you're going to be using different types of, again, underhand grip or overhand grip. They give you 4 different colors here that you'll need: black and gray and red and white. But using this over here, you look at the method that they use to give you different colors, or way that they do that. And so you have the basic name of a color, which is called a hue. The lightness and the darkness of that hue is its value. So the primary hues are red, yellow, and blue, and then the secondary hues are orange, green, and violet. And so you can lighten or darken the value by increasing or decreasing the pressure as you color. Another way to change the value of the hue is to mix it with white, gray, or black. And so there you have the example that they're giving you as far as what you need to do. Now, one of the first things you want to do is you want to try to match up colors as best as you possibly can. But remember, following directions. So the first thing is you're going to try to color the cones brown. Okay, and it talks about, obviously this doesn't look completely brown, but you can see the idea. If I use, I've got to sharpen this, so but if I use just a brown color, then obviously it might be the right brown, it might not be the right brown, and so I want to test it, and I've got plenty of room here to do that. Now that is a brown, and if you can't find anything closer to that, that's fine, but you see how it looks there. And if I did it on one of the cones, and I'll start with I think I'll do the blue one. And one thing again you want to make sure is that as you're doing this, that you're trying to use when you got a wide area, if you do it this, you're going to get more of a solid color, and you can of course increase the pressure and make it darker, or you can decrease the pressure and make it lighter. And so it depends on what you want and whether the color matches. Now here, this color here doesn't quite match it. And I'm going to see if I can find something else. If I can't, it's not a big deal. This one's a little bit, maybe the exact same color brown. Yeah, it's looking like it's about the same color here. Maybe a little bit more reddish color. And here's one that might be a little closer. And this is called light brown, and that one has a little bit more reddish in it, and so I'm going to use that one because this is what I need. Now remember that for these projects I have pencils available in the table in the back that has the 2 cubby holes in the front. And I have 2 boxes of pencils. This is one of them, and then I have another one as well. And so you see there are a lot of ones. These are just pencils that people left over. Now this one is brown. That's going to be similar. And let me see if I can. That one might work as well as far as what you're doing. You see it's got a little bit of purplish color. You see each of these browns are different. Now this one's light brown. This looks closest of what I found, and so I'm not worried about the brown so much. The blue is going to be more what you want to focus on, but the idea is this, that you're not using some completely different color, and you're doing and following the directions more than anything. So it says that use medium pressure to color the cones brown. So I'm going to do that first, and I'm going to get the edges, and don't want to go outside the edges. You guys are not in kindergarten, but don't darken. I know when I used to color, I used to darken the edge of whatever it was, so that I would have you know, that thick line on the edge, so if I went past it a little bit, it would catch it. But what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to be as even as possible. And you can see this is probably a little light, so I'm going to darken it up some. And you can always compare your picture to the original and see how it looks. Now this is going to be not too far off, and again I am using a brown, and you notice how I'm doing up here. This is part of the cone. I had forgotten that at first, but I am, and I'm trying to make it as even as possible. You notice there are no lines going this way. They're all going in one direction. Really try to make it as much as possible without even seeing any lines. The better you can do at that, the better your picture looks. If you're trying your best not to show lines